The other panelists, please, if they could make their way to the stage in terms of the collaborative society. And I think actually, Clay, you were relatively upbeat. You actually talked about how, please take your place there, how you as a business have focused and drilled down how you can be more effective in making collaboration work more effectively so you have fewer delays, and you've improved greatly there, but you said there's more to be done. Jose, in your remarks, you said basically, how do we get greater collaboration? You raised that as a key point. We're going to try and bore down in that, to use a seismic phrase, right now. And Elizabeth, I want to begin with you because one of the things that came up in the last panel more than once was this need for standardization. It came up yesterday in our first part of the conference, and you say in the film that smart collaboration we need is to have simplification and standardization. Please explain.
And just to elaborate a minute, I think that collaboration is key to driving sustainable and scalable change, not only the cost efficiency, but large change programs, and we need that in this industry. And I think in the last panel, we heard Christian Siem talk about the opportunity to reduce cost on 30% on one project. And we've been through the same process on several different projects for our customers, reducing 20% here, 50% there. And that's the simplification part. And we can all do that in the industry on large projects. There's a lot of tailor-making to take out on each individual project. If we continue to do that, we only learn in those individual projects. And honestly, today, the oil majors will not replicate that learning from one project to the next. So the next project will have a different 30% cost to shake out. So what we need to do to make that change and those savings sustainable and lasting as an industry, we need to really work together and lower the standards, not in terms of reliability, not in terms of safety, but in terms of the tailor-making that's just adding complexity.
But doesn't that raise certain, let's say, competitive issues? And are you suggesting we have open innovation?
I'm suggesting an element of open innovation, and I'm suggesting that we as an industry, there are competitive elements, and we need to keep and nurture those and work on those, but we also need to identify where we can all benefit from collaborating. I think that there is an element of this prisoner's death sentence part there.
Exactly. We all confess, and then we end up in jail the rest of our lives. Yeah, Tore.
Yeah, I agree of what Elizabeth is saying, but one of the challenges we are facing now, I think it requires new solutions, new thinking. And one of the challenges with doing more of the same, which standardization often is that you are getting the increased efficiency. But how do we get, in bigger and bigger companies, so you see a competition or a battle between becoming more efficient and keeping the creativity. And what I think is scary is that we need to really think in new ways and nurture the creativity. Because if you're just driving efficiency, you'll do more of the same. But how are we able to create new things, such as Airbnb or Uber in the maritime society? Then you require new thinking. You would probably require to engage new communities into this.
That's a great point because, we're talking about a collaborative society a lot, especially given what's going on with the oil price today. So much focus is on reducing costs, okay, and potentially getting that 30% cost out of the business. But what you're really saying is if we are going to have a lasting impact beyond just looking at more the short term, is what we need to do is to think very differently in terms of the creative process.
Yeah, and that's right. And if you combine the same people that always have been together, would you then is it reasonable to think that you will get new solutions? No, I don't think so. If you combine the same people over and over again, they will come up with the same ideas a little bit better. So you need to combine new communities.
Let's talk with some of the veterans here. Torstein, would you agree with that? Jan Fredrik, your thoughts on that? Jose, your thoughts on that? And Clay, your thoughts on that? Yeah, please.
I think we're talking about two different things here. I'm a humble E&P guy. And of course, in the exploration part, yes, it's all about being creative. You have to see things that other people doesn't see. But when you find something and you delineate it and you're going to make a PDO, I think it's over experience that that is when you stick with the known stuff and the stuff that you can apply. Elizabeth, the NORSOC, the known rules, and you need to have a small staff that's done all this 4 times before, that doesn't need a single kind of work scheme how to do it. I'm not saying that you should not have a work scheme. I'm only saying that you should have the people that's done it before that will march directly to the right and make it happen. And of course, would like to come back to an example a little later on it.
Well, very quickly, go to the example right now. If
Yeah.
you can make it very, very brief, yeah.
Yeah. On Grieg, it's a 24 billion NOK development. We only had 28 people, but of course they had done all this before at Oseberg, at Troll, and at Grane. We selected a platform exactly like Grane because we knew that we could do that very quickly and very cheaply. Well, not all that cheap, but at least it got delivered on time. And the thing was, it's 40% is price, 30% is the right quality, NORSOC, and 30% is a delivery on time. So that's why we ended up with something actually built in Norway.